In the boardroom of the Hoshino conglomerate, silence hangs heavy. A young butler holds the pen that will rewrite his fate. The nib scratches across the page, each stroke a step toward an irreversible decision. Watching from across the table, Miyuki Hoshino cannot comprehend what she sees. Her expression, once so confident, so mocking, now fractures into silent horror. She wants to scream, to stop him, but her body betrays her. She is frozen. The butler meets her eyes. There is no anger, only the quiet, unyielding certainty of a man who has already won. The document is almost complete. The final signature will deliver the Hoshino fortune into his hands. All the power, all the privilege she wielded like a weapon, now belongs to him. Miyuki's lips move, forming a single, desperate question, but no sound comes. To know why, we must rewind 2 years, to a time when Kazu was just a struggling student, and she was the untouchable heiress. 2 years before that boardroom moment, the Hanazawa University campus thrums with ambition and spring energy. Kazu is a third year, balancing a heavy course load with multiple part-time jobs to survive.
This month's rent is due in 3 days. I'll have to pick up the graveyard shift again.
So absorbed in his thoughts, he fails to notice the luxury sedan that glides to a stop nearby. Miyuki Hoshino steps out, and the atmosphere shifts. Attention is not something she asks for. It is given automatically.
Is this really the most exciting spot on campus? These students look like they've never lived.
One of her friends nudges her, nodding toward a solitary figure by the library.
Such a plain little thing. I wonder how much he could endure before breaking.
Her stare feels like a needle. What could the Hoshino Harris possibly want from me?
In that glance, the first line of a cruel game was drawn, though its true rules remained hidden. The next day, Miyuki sought out the quiet scholarship student. Her entourage trailed behind, giggling in anticipation.
You there? I am bored. You'll be my personal butler starting today.
Her friends erupted in cruel laughter. A crowd gathered, eager to see the commoner crushed.
It's a joke. I just want to see how long a nobody like you lasts.
I'll do it. When do I start?
He actually said yes? How utterly pathetic.
This is the opening I never had. I'll endure anything to find the truth.
That evening, Kazu stood before the Hoshino mansion, a sprawling monument to old money and hidden sins. The massive oak doors swung open, swallowing him into a world of polished marble and cold stairs. He had no way of knowing that the joke would one day become her undoing. But the first move was his alone. The following weeks were a blur of humiliation. Miyuki treated Kazu as a living prop, a plaything for her amusement.
Fetch my shoes. Shine them until they reflect your pathetic face. And don't forget, you are nothing here.
The sting of each insult fuels something deeper. Patience is a blade.
Every task was designed to break his spirit, from scrubbing floors until his knees bled to standing motionless for hours as she ignored him.
She thinks this is a game. I'll let her believe that.
Late one night, deep in the East Wing, Kazu was assigned to dust a forgotten study. The room smelled of old paper and mothballs. While reaching behind a heavy bookshelf, his fingers brushed against a loose panel. Behind it, a hidden drawer.
What's this? A secret compartment? This house holds more than dust.
Inside, yellow documents and a letter, its seal broken long ago. The envelope bore a single line, "To the lost heir." Kazu's heart quickened. The mystery of the Hoshino family had just cracked open, though he did not yet see his own reflection in it. Kazu begins covertly searching the mansion's old library. During his rare off hours, each creak a threat. Behind a decaying tapestry, he uncovers an ancient family tree, its branches sprawling over centuries. One line is burned out completely.
The burned branch. It's where the founder's grandson should be. Could the lost heir be real?
Before he can investigate further, Miyuki's voice summons him to prepare for a private party with her elite circle.
Tonight, you'll serve my guests like the obedient dog you are. Don't embarrass me.
At the party, Kazu circulates with a silver tray, invisible to the laughing guests who see only a servant.
My butler used to be a scholarship student. He's much more entertaining now that he's been properly trained.
An older executive mutters to another, Convinced the servants are too busy to overhear, the old man's grandson disappeared after his daughter's death. If that kid ever surfaced, he'd own everything.
A missing grandson. Could it be me? I need to be careful. They'd bury me if they knew I was looking.
That same night, Kazu retrieved every document from the hidden drawer and carried them to his cramped servant's room. Among the yellowed papers, a photograph of a young woman holding a newborn and a letter in a delicate hand. Father, if you are reading this, I am gone. Protect my son. The family will never accept him. His name is Kazu, and he is your true heir. Beneath the letter lay a birth certificate, linking Kazu directly to the founder through his daughter, Hanako.
My mother. She died protecting me. This is the truth I've been searching for. I am the grandson of the founder. They hid me away like a mistake. But now, this mistake is going to burn their world down.
He carefully tucked the documents back into the hidden drawer, his expression hardening into cold resolve.
I'll play the perfect butler for now. But when the moment comes, the Hoshino family will learn who truly owns their legacy.
A memory flickered, a kind old woman at the orphanage pressing a tiny envelope into his small hands years ago. The pieces finally fit. The butler was never the punchline. He was the heir, biding his time until the final move. Over the following weeks, Kazu meticulously gathered evidence of the Hoshino family's financial misconduct. He stored digital copies on a secure phone, evidence that could topple the empire. Miyuki commanded him to serve at a grand charity gala, a public stage for her cruelty.
This is your chance to be useful. Don't spill anything on my dress or in your mouth.
The ballroom glittered with wealth, and the champagne flowed as freely as the secrets.
These fools speak of illegal deals as if the help has no ears. Record everything.
Everyone, look at my butler. He used to dream of being a lawyer. Now he picks up our crumbs.
Laugh. Every sneer adds another page to the dossier.
Later, in his cramped room, he transcribed the recording, connecting names to illegal land deals. The dossier grew thick enough to reshape the Hoshino legacy and his own fate. Late one night, Kazu used his butler's keys to slip into the patriarch's private study. Behind a heavy portrait of the founder, he found an antique safe. A date from the founder's journal opened it. Inside, leather-bound journals and a faded photograph. The founder with his daughter, Hanako. The founder wrote, "My bloodline must inherit. If my daughter's child lives, he deserves the Hoshino legacy."
The founder intended the empire for his direct bloodline. They buried that too.
Hidden among the journals, a note in the patriarch's own handwriting, admitting knowledge of the grandson. The boy is a threat. Keep him away. The inheritance must pass to Miyuki. Burn these records.
He knew I existed. He condemned me to serve his granddaughter while plotting my erasure.
He photographed every page, every damning line, adding them to his growing arsenal. The patriarch was growing old, but Kazu felt no kinship, only the cold resolve of a wronged heir. The patriarch's heart gave out during dinner. He was rushed to the hospital, his life hanging by a thread.
Grandfather, you can't leave us now. Not when everything is so fragile.
The family scrambled for control, executives whispering in corners as Miyuki's panic grew. Kazu observed from the shadows, his butler's mask hiding the calculation in his eyes.
The old man's silence is my signal. It's time to set the next piece in motion.
Using a burner phone in the servants' quarters, he dialed the direct line of Mr. Tanaka. A disguised voice whispered of a hidden will that could overturn the current line of succession. Tanaka, a stickler for legality, agreed to investigate the matter discreetly.
The seed is planted. Now watch the family tear each other apart, searching for the threat.
The patriarch clung to life, unaware that the empire he suppressed was about to rise. A black sedan with tinted windows rolled through the Hoshino gates, carrying a burden heavier than any cargo. Mr. Tanaka stepped out, clutching a sealed manila envelope, his expression unreadable.
What is that envelope? Is it about grandfather's condition? Tell me.
I cannot comment until the appointed time. The contents are sealed by order of the late founder.
From the shadow of a servant's corridor, Kazu watched the exchange, his face a mask of perfect indifference.
Let them squirm. Tomorrow, the family's carefully built lies will be unwrapped like rotten bandages.
The envelope was placed in a private study under lock and key. the air in the mansion growing thick with suspicion.
This can't be happening. There's no secret will. It's a trick, some kind of power play.
The truth is a scalpel, and I've been sharpening it for 2 years.
Tonight, the Hoshino mansion slept on a fault line. Tomorrow, the quake would begin. The next morning, the Hoshino family assembled in the grand study, the sealed envelope resting on the mahogany table like an unexploded bomb.
I don't know what game you are playing, Tanaka, but open it. Grandfather would never hide anything from us.
The late founder's instructions are clear. This will supersede all previous arrangements and is to be read in the presence of all immediate family and household staff.
Kazu stood among the servants, his cap pulled low, every nerve poised for the blow.
I shall read the designated clause. To my blood descendant, Kazu, son of Hanako, I leave the entirety of the Hoshino holdings, assets, and controlling interest, to be held in trust until his 25th year.
The words cut through the room. Miyuki's face went blank, then pale.
Kazu? The butler? This is a forgery. A disgusting joke.
The document has been verified by the founder's own handwriting expert. It is legally binding.
I wondered when you'd learn that not all jokes are funny.
Pandemonium erupted as the family's empire crashed against the quiet truth. The throne belonged to the servant. The Hoshino elders lunged forward, hurling accusations of fraud, their voices cracking with panic.
You are nothing but an orphan with a stolen name. Prove it. Prove any of this insanity.
Kazu didn't flinch. He reached into his jacket and withdrew a thick folder, the summary of 2 years of quiet warfare.
This is a letter from my mother to the founder, a birth certificate, journals from the safe you thought was hidden.
The letter pleaded, "His name is Kazu, and he is your true heir."
These documents require thorough authentication. If genuine, they solidify the will's validity. I will sequester the evidence and initiate an immediate review. For now, the will stands, but execution is suspended pending my findings.
The truth will hold, but this waiting is another kind of prison.
A letter, a tree, a journal. He's been planning this from the start. Was any of it an accident?
As the family dispersed in bitter silence, Kazu remained beside the sealed will, the butler who had become the heir, still waiting for the final move. Later that afternoon, Miyuki cornered Kazu in a marble hallway, away from eavesdropping ears.
Why? Why did you let me humiliate you for 2 years if you knew all along?
Because every insult you threw at me is now a thread in the rope I used to climb here.
He never reacted because he was cataloging my cruelty. I fed him ammunition.
Meanwhile, in a locked study, Miyuki's father fed a stack of old documents into a shredder. Kazu had predicted this. His phone, linked to a hidden camera, captured the entire act. He intercepted them at the doorway, evidence in hand, his smile devoid of warmth.
Destroying evidence adds years to the sentence. Your desperation is a gift to my case.
Even father is crumbling. What have we awakened?
The hallway echoed with Miyuki's silence, a sound heavier than any scream. 2 days later, Mr. Tanaka summoned the family to the same study. The air was thick with finality.
The documents are authentic. The will is valid in its entirety. Kazu is the sole legal heir to the Hoshino Empire.
The truth is now law. No more shadows, no more servitude.
Grandfather's last shield is gone. It's over.
That night, as the mansion slept fitfully, the patriarch's heart finally stilled. He died without regaining consciousness. By morning, the news had leaked. Hoshino patriarch dead, orphan butler named heir. The media swarmed.
A death is not something to celebrate, but a weight has lifted from a wound I didn't know I carried.
The board has been notified. The formal transfer of assets and authority is set for the end of the week.
The Hoshino executives convened an emergency session. For the first time, the name Kazu dominated the agenda. Kazu stood at the edge of it all, feeling not triumph, but the cold gravity of what was about to become his alone. That evening, Miyuki's father approached Kazu with a velvet-gloved offer. Renounce the inheritance for a lifetime of wealth.
You think money can buy back the years I spent polishing your floors?
The father's tone shifted from honey to poison. Kazu was warned to disappear or face consequences.
If I wait, they'll bury me. I need to move the deadline forward, now.
He dialed Mr. Tanaka, his voice steady. Schedule the board meeting for tomorrow.
I am not retreating. Call the board. I'll present the evidence myself.
Tanaka, though uneasy, agreed, informing the board that an emergency session was scheduled for the following morning. Miyuki heard the news. She cornered him one last time, voice trembling with rage.
You are gambling everything. Is destroying us worth the risk to your own life?
Your family already tried to destroy mine. The risk is mutual now.
Late that night, as the mansion slept, Miyuki found Kazu in the library, his final preparations laid before him.
Do you remember the night of the gala? When you caught me crying in the garden, you handed me your handkerchief without a word.
I remember. Handing a handkerchief to a crying person requires no deep sentiment. It is simply what one does.
Then you do remember. You watched me at my lowest and said nothing. Why can't we return to even that strange peace?
She mistakes my silence for kindness. Every act was a necessary calculation to remain close to the truth.
The distance between them was a wound never scabbed over, and now it bled the truth.
There was no peace, only performance. And now the curtain falls.
The man I invented might have loved me, but I am looking at a stranger.
Without another glance, he gathered the documents and walked past her. Toward the boardroom's waiting silence, the heavy doors of the Hoshino boardroom loomed, the final act of a 2-year performance, ready to become truth. Kazu pushed open the doors and entered a room thick with hostile silence. The Hoshino board members sat like a jury awaiting a verdict.
I am here to claim what is mine by blood and by law. I will present the evidence, and then you will vote.
He placed the folder on the table. The letter from his mother, the birth certificate, the founder's journals, the patriarch's own hand condemning himself.
Read for yourselves. The founder intended the empire for his direct bloodline. That bloodline is me.
Murmurs rose as papers passed from hand to hand. Tanaka verified the documents aloud.
The documents are authentic. The will stands. Kazu is the sole heir.
The family's defenders faltered. The evidence of their own corruption left no room for loyalty.
You have a choice. Honor the founder's wish, or bury your careers alongside this family's crimes.
The vote was called. One by one, hands rose. Kazu watched without blinking, the tally mounting. When the last hand lifted, the transfer was authorized. Kazu had won. The final signature awaited. After the board departed, Kazu remained alone in the boardroom, the final transfer document set before him.
The moment is here. It's almost too quiet after 2 years of noise.
He instructed a staff member to summon Miyuki. She arrived moments later, her heels clicking hollow on the polished floor. Her face was pale, makeup smudged, as if she had been crying or screaming. In her room, she stopped at the threshold, eyes fixed on the pen resting beside the document. This was the same boardroom from the opening scene, but now the roles were reversed. The butler sat in the master's chair.
She doesn't understand yet. The joke was always on her.
He did not look at her. Instead, he lifted the pen, the metal cold against his fingers.
I can't move. I can't speak. He's really going to do it.
The nib hovered over the signature line. The weight of 2 years balanced on a single stroke. The pen touched the line, and Kazu signed his full name, each letter a hammer blow to the Hoshino legacy. He set the pen down beside the signed document, the ink still wet, his face unreadable.
Why? You got your revenge. Just tell me why you did all this.
Because I am not the orphan you humiliated. I am the grandson of the founder, and your bloodline stole my destiny.
He drew a worn photograph from his pocket and laid it on the table, a young woman holding a baby.
This is Hanako, my mother, and the true heir before me.
Beside it, he unfolded the letter, the birth certificate, the journals, each a piece of the truth they had buried.
Your grandfather read her plea for help and chose to ignore it. He left me to rot in an orphanage. Every humiliation you gave me, I stored as fuel, because I knew one day I would reclaim what was mine.
Miyuki's legs buckled, but she caught the table's edge. The world she knew had become a lie. Kazu's voice remained steady as he recounted the hidden safe, the founder's journals, and the patriarch's damning note.
Your grandfather tried to erase me, but his own handwriting became my proof. Then I waited. I served your mockery until the patriarch fell ill and the will you never knew about surfaced.
Miyuki's legs gave way. She clutched the table's edge as her sobs echoed through the empty boardroom.
Every time you laughed, I added a page to the dossier. Every cruelty became a stepping stone.
She slid to the floor, the cold marble chilling her knees, tears streaming down her face.
I was never your plaything. I was the architect of your downfall.
Her cries grew louder, racking her body as the weight of her own cruelty crushed her.
You made me your butler as a joke, but the joke was always on you.
Miyuki could not answer. Her world had ended, and she was alone in the ruins of her family's empire. Kazu rose from the chair, looking down at Miyuki's crumpled form. The power had shifted entirely.
I don't owe you an answer, but I gave you one anyway, because it changes nothing.
He turned toward the door, his silhouette sharp against the dim boardroom light.
Please, don't leave me like this. Say something else.
He paused at the threshold, hand resting on the frame, but he did not look back. The signed document lay on the table, an irreversible verdict. The old empire now just ink on paper. He stepped into the elevator. The doors slid shut with a quiet finality, sealing her alone. In the empty room, a single sheet of paper, the old Hoshino letterhead, caught flame in a metal tray, curling into ash. Miyuki remained on the floor, her cries swallowed by the silence of a dynasty's grave. He walked out into the rain-slicked street, not as a butler, but as the master of all she once owned. The boardroom stood silent, a mausoleum for the Hoshino name. Miyuki's quiet sobs were the only music left in that hollow chamber. Outside, rain streaked the windows, but it could not wash away the stain of her own cruelty. Kazu walked through the downpour, each step a new footfall in a world he now owned. He did not look back. There was nothing behind him but the ashes of a dynasty. A single ember glowed in the metal tray, the last light of the Hoshino legacy curling into smoke. In the empty boardroom, Miyuki remained on the cold floor, her tears mingling with the dust of a fallen empire. The mansion stood unchanged, but inside it had become a hollow monument to a joke that devoured its maker. Kazu disappeared into the night, neither victor nor villain, simply the heir who had endured. The joke had ended, and the silence it left behind was deafening.